All right, back with Andy Barkett, looking at another hitter here. This time we've got a lefty right in Andy's wheelhouse. Andy, what do you see?
Yeah, I'm a big lefty fan. I've looked at this kid a little bit. I'm a fan of this kid's move. The only thing that, and looking at him now, as he starts his move and he brings his leg in, there's that charge forward where his foot's in the air for a really long time. But looking at how he maintains the ground, which is impressive. And then he gets to the ground with his front foot. He's into his hips still, and that scap's loaded. I mean, this is a powerful position to really hit right here. And now that hip starts to turn, and that ball is gonna get beat to the spot. See how he gets behind the ball right there? See that back elbow, that barrel turns, gets behind the ball, and then there's that violent, basically, move of attack angle right before impact, and then release of the backside connection and drive through the baseball to create that nasty path north to south right there that's going to do lots of damage. So I'm a fan of this guy's move. I would want to condense this leg kick and stride just a tick, because it looks like it's almost like a home run derby type thing.
Mm.
But there's enough connection, and he understands how to get behind the baseball well and create that honey hole right there, and be able to get on plane and then stay on plane north to south to create angle and launch through the baseball. And there's just some violent hip torque through the ball right there, which I'm a fan of. So this kid is a powerful young man who understands how to impact the baseball efficiently.
Well, I remember this day specifically. I was sitting right there actually, and there was a lot of Division I schools in attendance, and he was uncommitted at the time. And I remember he's been trying to put on a show compared to your typical BP session, or trying to work middle of the field. But here's a kid that I think, compared to the last two videos, we are seeing that elbow run, and really get down in there, accelerating to the point of contact.
Yeah, and you know what's cool is, like, in a couple of other videos we watched, you saw like the barrel, the guys just kind of throwing the barrel at the ball and hitting it with their hands. Look right here at this. That's ball's compressed. You see how the body connects and releases together right there? That
Hmm.
ball is being compressed by the force of the ground that's translated into the barrel of the bat, and that's why you see that ball jump off the bat like that. And that's what I like to look for, is really that compression of power into the baseball, and that's the difference maker for me. And that's a guy who's connected. You see the back foot off the ground. You got the block and drive in effect right there. 1 foot on the brake, 1 foot on the gas. There's length and extension. There's extension right there, where there's that 6 feet from the back arm or the back shoulder of length. I mean, this dude is really in the ground and through the baseball, and has the ability to do some damage on a consistent basis.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I can't agree more about the concept of compressing the baseball. I think the last video we saw, what was the kid, that's kind of was I felt was hitting the ball too far out in front, and I felt like
Hmm.
there was just so much like snappy arm throwing the barrel type stuff going on that I'm not saying I disagree with. But here you can see what happens when everything is in sync, and
Hmm.
everything, he's got so much leverage at the point of contact. And this is such a great example to see it, to your
Hmm.
point. And then I see what you mean, how the barrel is extending north to south, and it's not cutting off
Yep.
east to west like we saw the last few hitters.
Yep. 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 And this guy does a great job of it, and he gets on plane, stays through the ball. This kid has, like I said, has a chance to do damage. There's a lot to like here. He's obviously knows what he's doing, and knows how to get the ball, like I said, to really jump off his bat. Knows how to use his body.
I think the only unique thing here with this kid, and I agree with you, just that initial front leg load is just so, it gets to he's trying to stay into his hip, it seems. So he's kind of angling his front foot out and not like dive onto it. And then he
Hmm.
kind of, though, like it gets to this point where he's kind of hung in midair, suspended, and then he just
Hmm.
kind of drop it. Is there anything you can do to fix something like that? Or does
Yeah,
it
I
need to
mean,
be fixed?
I would say if you put him against some velocity machine, or if this coach was was maybe sitting or throwing from a little bit closer in a chair or throwing a little bit harder, then I think this kid would naturally adjust. I think that he would, this is a timing, that front foot seems like a timing mechanism for him. And I would just want to train a little bit more velocity and be able to make this move with, simulating a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. So, and I think he would adjust. I think that, hitters when BP have bigger moves sometimes, especially young players, don't have the discipline I see it my own son. If I videotape him, me throwing BP to him on a field, or if I'm sitting and throwing really hard to him, or I have him on the pitching machine that with some velocity, I'll see a big difference in his stride length from just regular BP to velocity BP. So that's the only thing I would do with this guy is I would make him mindful of his big moves in a video session, and then just videotape him with velocity, and then show him the difference, how he gets back to the ground a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah, love that swing, and I can totally see what you mean by it. So let's move on to the next one. So
Okay.
thanks again.